Well, first of all, of course, we met in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
And we met at I think it was a baptismal party. I think so. Yeah, I think, yeah, it was a baptismal party through their uh, friends of them and my father friends because they're all knew each other. And then we, kind of introduced himself to me, and and after that, that's how we met. And then after that, we just kind of get acquainted with each other and we had Vina. And pretty much we have Ed and May and you,
Okay.
and Gil.
So, so how many different places did we live in while we were in Hawaii?
Where we went in Hawaii, I think we moved around somewhere around pretty much 7 times. And by the time until we move up here.
Do you remember all the cities?
It's all in one plot, not, we moved from Waianae. I don't know if it's 7, wait. We're from Waianae to, not Waianae, but Waihiwa to Waipaho. And then from Waipaho to Honolulu. And then Honolulu to, yeah, from Honolulu to here, so it's not 7 times. So
Okay. You guys both worked?
no, he only works
Okay.
because he
So
doesn't
you-
want me to. He just want me to stay home mom, like, if yeah, he just want me to be a stay home mom.
Okay. So while you guys were in Hawaii, what was the deciding factor that you guys wanted to move?
Well, at first, he was working at the pineapple field in Hawaii before for 23 years. Yeah, 23 years, and then they get closed up. And then his company got closed. And then he went into a construction job for 3 years, but in those 3 years, construction job was kind of slow at the time. So he got laid up here, laid up there, and he got job here and then he got laid off because it was so slow. And then on that year before we moved up here, he was out of job for almost a year. So we just kind of talked to each other if how we gonna survive over there because still he doesn't want me to go to work. He just want to be the provider of the family because 4 kids and then go to work and then babysitter stuff like that, and he just want me to be a stay-home mom. So we talk about it about why don't we try to go out of state, because at that year in 76 he was still out of job, and then he has a relative that knows around this area and a friend, and that's how we kind of move up here in Washington. And then I told him to go up there first and look for a job. If you find a job, then you can find a job over there. And then if you find a place that you can purchase, we can purchase later. And then if the price is right, then we'll move our family over there, and that's how we did. So we stayed there because he came over here in March, I think. And then he found a job and then a house for us to buy. And then we just kind of, do the paperwork in between, mailing, stuff like that. And because we doesn't want you guys to move you guys until the school is finish in June.
Okay.
So I just went ahead and we just talk about it. We just go ahead and move everybody will move up here, and after school is done, the day after school is over, everything is all packed up and shipped, and then he came back, and the day after school is over, and we fly up here.
Okay.
And that's how we move.
What was the most challenging thing about raising 4 kids in a different state with not a lot of family around?
Oh, it was a challenging. It was a big sacrifice because I don't have any. Make me emotional now. I don't have any relatives over here. I was the only one. Let me compose. And he has some relatives that's from Seattle, and we just take a big leap and sacrifice ourselves to raise you guys.
Okay. Obviously, you did a lot of things for us. With the Hornet House to South Bay was maybe, I don't know,
Oh yeah.
so many miles. It's 4 miles, 5 miles.
For the years that you guys in grade school at South Bay, until you were done, whenever there's because I don't drive, and whenever there's a PTA meeting and Dad is working during the day, and I sacrifice myself to walk, whether it's cold or raining, to come to those PTA meetings so that I will have those meetings for you guys, for the teacher, how you guys progress and whatnot.
Okay.
That's how I sacrifice this for so many years until you guys are out of 6th grade.
So what were the most challenging things about raising us 4 kids? What are some memories that you have?
Challenging one is like when I was as I said, we don't have anybody to rely on, and we have to work up. For both of us, we have to work how we provide you guys food on the table, and one earner is not enough for all of us, since we already have commitment with we have mortgage, stuff like that, and I have to work graveyard, and then he has to work swing shift, so that I'll be there for you guys during the day if you guys don't have any school. And I just that is the most challenging, because we never had a babysitter for you guys, ever since we were working, because as I said, I sacrificed myself and for him to be with you guys all the time.
So you guys have a legacy of buying property from the Hornet House to the Fur Court House to down here in Jackson Farm Loop. Is it something that you guys thought of moving from the Hornet House, or did you guys always want to stay there and raise us there?
We always, at the time, I would like to be there at Hornet House, because I like that area. But he always have a dream to keep on, looking for another place and preserving the old residents, and that's how we did. So we just went from one place to another, and then until here.
Okay.
So
Wow.
siblings, they want to purchase the older house, so that's how we just kind of passed under the house to them to, because they just want to be there to preserve, I don't know, to preserve the, since we move over here, they just want to preserve for our first residences to second and stuff like that. And we just kind of help them out too. So
And you also had Grandma and Grandpa come up here and watch us.
yeah.
What can you tell me about your parents? If someone doesn't know who Grandma and Grandpa are, how would you describe them?
Grandma and Grandpa, they are uh, loving parents too. They always concerned about their children to be moved away, and they were sad when we moved away because we are a lot further from them. So we tried to tell them to come up here as much as they could, but since the weather is concerned for them because they're old already, so they just come for the summer for vacation and just to be with you guys and pretty much
What were they like when you were growing up in the Philippines?
my mother, I grew up. I didn't really know my father that much when I was growing up because he was in Hawaii for he's been in Hawaii ever since I was born, and I stayed with my mom. And gosh, my mom, she's a very wonderful woman, caring, loving person. She raised us by herself since her husband is away to make ends meet too. So he comes and have vacation maybe about every 2 years, every 4 years as much as he can. But it's kind of hard for her too. But as far as my mom, she's really very hardworking person. And I really admire her, and that's how I kind of admire her. I'm glad that she gave all this example. She make a good example for me to pass on to my children.
Was the goal always to move to Hawaii since Grandpa was there?
Oh yeah, he tried to bring us. As far as I know, that's what I heard from my mom before was he tried to bring us when I was still, what do you call it, in my mom's womb. But traveling when you're pregnant is kind of hard for her because they still travel by boat. There's no such like traveling by plane yet at the time, so it's hard for her to say yes. But he tried to bring us uh, um, you know but until we and he gets some approval from, because has to go through the what you call it, immigration or whatever to bring us over here. So by the time he get the approval already, and that's when he start the process of bringing us here, which is the first one that my younger brother and I are the first one to come over here because we are the youngest one that's not still single, because once your kids are married already, then it will be harder for them to bring it in. So since we're still underage at that time, so he has a lot easier to bring us. So, and then after that, my third older sister came, and then my mom, and then Later on in years, that's when my other siblings came. So
How old were you when you
I was just 20 years old.
20 years old?
Yeah, when I get my visa, I turned 20 years old. So when they handed me the visa, and then the lady was saying, said, "Oh, it's your birthday today." I said, "Yeah." And I was like, I was 20 years old. So
Were you excited moving?
Oh yeah, because I was always want to, adventure other places. I always dream what the other side of, you know, the world look like. So I still am. I still want to go see places if I still can be able, but since the circumstances arrive from your father, then we can't do that, or I cannot do that anymore.
Would you be interested in visiting the Philippines again?
Of course, that was my, my other. I just want to go back there and see where I grew up, and I was so hoping that one of you guys will be seeing it too someday. So because I always dream about the place sometimes. In fact, I went home the other night in my dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Which is always nice to remember.
So, for future generations to come, how would you describe your husband?
Well, your dad is a very caring person. He always, be there for us all the time. He's been there with us all the time. If possible, he wants to see all the grandchildren to have a better future than him. So hopefully they will succeed whatever they're achieving in their career or their future. So, and he's very proud whoever have those achievement that they want to pursue, and he always dream about seeing them graduate in high school or college and have their good achievement fulfilled. And it's just so sad that for his condition right now, because he has that Alzheimer's, that he can't remember anything sometimes, or most of the time. So he can't even attend their graduation anymore. So hopefully that one person graduates, I'll be there and I just represent him.
You touched upon a lot of a question I was going to ask you, but maybe you might be able to expound on it a little bit more, of what was your and dad's wish of your kids as they grew up. Like what they wanted. I mean, what was your guys' dream of what you wanted your kids to be?
Well, our dream was like, you guys to be successful in your life, whatever your career is. We always thought about, as I said, to be successful and be a good example to your own children, and what else? To get along to each other and be caring to each other, and same thing that you guys will be passing on to your own children and stuff like that. So.
And lastly, before we close, how would you just describe yourself to future generations? Who is Mom?
The future generation.
How would you describe yourself? This is a time for you to have a big head.
Sell yourself.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't, you know. Myself is just being me, I guess. I don't know. Whatever you guys see me, that's how I am, and
Which is what? I mean, we would know, but
I don't know. I don't know what to describe about myself.
What are your beliefs? What do you feel strong about yourself and how you raised us and
Well,
the person that you are?
I would like to. I believe that you guys have strong values, just like in strong values in. Oh, gosh, I don't know. I'm not good in describing myself.
no, that's okay. That's the usual answer. That's the
Because
the modest.
I don't have that you know, I don't have that big head as other people does, but
well,
I'm just being a simple person that wants to set a good example for my children. What they see in me, I wish that they will be setting an example for their own generation and the generations to come. You know, for my grandchildren, you know. So, leading by a good example, that's what it is.
and that's perfect. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.